thanks for joining me for another art journaling video. So I am showing you the final project right now because I don't want you to get discouraged when you see me fumble through this one. This was a tough one. I don't usually introduce my work, my final work, before the end, but I felt it was necessary. I want this video to be encouraging for you. I want it to be inspiring to keep arting, keep doing, keep moving forward, even though you're not completely happy, even though you think about giving up. That's what this whole spread is about. So I invite you to keep watching. I have this book. I don't think I've ever showed it. This is a book. It's a Reader's Digest condensed book from a few years back. I got it used 1955. Wow, before I was born. That's awesome. And I've been using this as a catch-all of paint. This is where I clean my brush, you know, when I have excess paint. It's all over the place. It's quite full. But I thought some pages are sticking together. I thought I would just, I don't know, reach for this. Wow. See if any colors speak to me. I might just even use the text in this book to, oh, I like this. This is kind of cool. I can just rip these 2 pages and use them in the book as a starting point. Maybe I'll do that. Let's do this. All right, I'm probably going to put myself on silent mode because I have the window open and it's nighttime. The wind is blowing the traffic sound towards me, but it's just nice. It's nice and cool, so I don't want to close it. I'm going to put some music on and get to arting. That's what I'm going to do. Remember the old adage, it's gotta get ugly before it gets good? I'm at that stage right now. Oh. It's a mess. Alright, so it's the next morning and I'm looking at this page and I'm really not liking it. I really don't know where I've stopped recording. I haven't rewatched my footage, but I'm not liking the direction of this page. I do like this column, and again, I'm sorry, I'm not sure that I've recorded it. I actually repeated the whole column here on the other side, like behind the inclusion. I have journaled my inclusion. So I'm looking at this page and I'm like, that's confusing me. So I'm going to attack it the same way that I usually attack all my work after I've had time to stew over it. I think again I was trying to do a whole double spread and not thinking about each little nooks and crannies, as I usually find that works better for me. So I have made this gold frame around it, which I kind of like, and so I'm gonna go in here and add white paint. So it's not covering, it's not gonna cover every single thing, but I will go around those leaves that I have done with the brush pen, and I think that's going to mute the background a little bit, make these flowers or leaves pop. My intention was not to do a tree trunk, but obviously it turned out that way. And I know the flowers, I keep saying flowers, the leaves are quite giant. Maybe that's what's bothering me. I don't know. Something's bothering me. So I'm gonna tone that down and I'm gonna see if I can make something that I like out of this, because I don't know, I think what bothers me is that it looks confusing to me. I seem to always work backwards. I don't know if you've noticed that, but the things that I should be doing first, I end up doing because I overlooked that step and I have to go in and correct. Do you guys do that? Do you work backwards and make your way back to the front eventually? I don't want to go crazy with the covering, but at the same time, it's kind of like crucial at this point, I think. I don't know, guys. I'm having issues. Major issues. I mean, I like the colors. It's just the way they're laid down that I don't like. weird, don't you think? They remind me of something I don't want to name. Yeah, that's a little bit more appropriate. Please be nice in the comments too. This is a Stabilo. An itty bitty Stabilo aquarellable Marxal pencil. I think I need to put some shading around the tree, even though it doesn't really make sense because there's nothing to the shadow to reflect from, but it needs to be emphasized because we only see the leaves. And so that's what I'm doing. So that was a long, exhaustive journey. I do like it much better now than I did at some point when I almost gave up, but I didn't. And I just want to point out that yes, I'm very picky for my own stuff. And I always say that our journals are where you practice, where you figure out new techniques, and it doesn't have to be pretty necessarily. But for this particular page, because of the journaling I have in the back, for me it was very important that this page looks satisfying. Would I do it differently if I had to redo it all over again? Heck yes, because the journey was not pleasant all the time. But I liked the final outcome enough that I'm just gonna let it go. Right, enough about food. So the page is finished, finally. I hope this didn't annoy you too much. The journey was a trip, quite the trip. I almost gave up. I'm pretty sure that I stopped recording at some point, so I'm not sure exactly how the whole video is going to look. I haven't edited and I haven't proofread the footage that I had before, but the important thing that I learned here is that I keep wanting to go against what I feel comfortable with, and I'm not sure why. I gotta figure this out, because again, I was trying to render the full page all at once and it did not work. And as you can see, as soon as I started to cover everything up again and start with little increments, building the background slowly but surely, and then redefining whatever I wanted on top, then it worked. So I'm not sure why I keep wanting to do otherwise. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't know. Yes, I'm very hard on myself. Why? Because I feel that I ought to be, because I have enough experience to know to know how to figure this out. I have enough, like for me, yes, a journal is where you just put down whatever, not whatever, but you experiment with things, and it doesn't have to look pretty all the time, and I totally agree with that. However, I feel that I'm at the point where I should be progressing. I don't want to stay in the same spot all the time. I want to keep improving all the time, and the other reason was because of the journaling that I have in the back. It was very important for me to be pleased when I look at this spread, to say, oh yeah, I remember that journaling in the back, and looking at the page makes me happy. The tree, kind of like the bamboo-ish trunk, I guess, branch, whatever you can call it, is a little bit significant with what I have in the back as well. So again, you know, and it's funny how this came about, because this was just supposed to be texture. It wasn't supposed to be a tree, and then I just started with these leaves, and you know, it took on a different dimension, and I realized the reason why I was doing leaves and bamboo shoots. And so funny how that works, huh? But all this to say that it goes with what I have written in the back, but it's personal, so I'm not going to show you that. The quote, I find, is just the perfect element that it needed to get the eye traveling on this page. These are bold, in your face leaves, and so I needed a tiny bit of a different kind of focus, as delicate as this. So that was my thought process for this quote. Because this is bold, in your face, this is big. Yes, it's big. It's a big tree trunk with lots of designs, but the lines are very thin, and so I felt that I needed to balance my thin design here with a thin written quote, if that makes sense. And now I feel that my eye can travel on these two pages, and I'm happy with it. The more I look at it, the more I'm happy with it. So I didn't give up, besides my really crappy mood today. I don't have these days too often, and I had a beautiful dream overnight. I really had a beautiful dream, and I woke up and I felt like crying. So I don't know why, and now I'm in a happy mood. So art, thank you. You gave me the push to be bright and happy again. I know it sounds like fluff, but it is truly the way it happened. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your patience as I plow through this page. I hope that this brings you some sort of satisfaction, if it's just hearing my banter and watching me struggle, because I know everybody struggles at one point in their lives with their art. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I will see you later. Bye!